Hi, beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel. I wish everything good for you today and always. Today I'm sitting here drinking cacao and I've been contemplating a little bit and going into myself. And the strongest feeling that's coming up for me at the moment is feelings. So I would like to talk a little bit about feelings and things around there. So we'll see where we end up. Right. Everyone has emotions, right? Everyone, even you, have emotions. But we also have suppressed emotions. Me, myself, have suppressed anger all my life, I think. Anger, frustration. And so it's not until recent that I've actually expressed it, been able to understand that that is what I've been doing. I've been suppressing it. It's not been so, it has not been so clear to me that I am angry or that I have been angry or frustrated. I remember situations in a relationship where things happened that was certainly not okay in a relationship if you are in love with your partner. But even so, the respect. So what happened, I'm not going to tell you in details, but I'm going to say what I did and what I didn't do. And so I didn't realize then the anger that I carried. I had always been okay with everything. And I honestly did not feel that I was suppressing anything, that my feelings didn't come out, or that I couldn't, or that I didn't dare. It was just that it was hiding from me in a way, because I've been suppressing it for so long, I believe. But it's always been there, but not known. So situations that happened that I should have said, hang on, this is truly not okay with me. And maybe, I don't know, shown a little bit of anger or some kind of emotion. And what I did was I was just like flat. It was it was that in my emotions. I did express that it was not okay, but I believe truly that I was sort of numb in ways. So if you can identify with this, if this is something that you recognize within yourself, then I hope that you have been able to express that the emotion has been allowed to come up, that you have looked at this and where it comes from, because it's so very important. And okay, let's say you are angry with your parent who is not in this life, who has passed, then you can still get peace. You can still say out loud how you feel. You can still express yourself. It doesn't matter what emotion it is. Because I promise you, they are with you when you do this. They are with you so much that it's we don't always feel them, but they come, they pop up here and there when you recognize, when you think of them, or so you can speak to them even though they are not in this life now, they've passed. And I'm just trying to think of what happens when we let our emotions out. Well, that's what happens. A sigh. We can breathe. It's like something leaves you. You are letting go in your body of something that has been like a tightness within you. But that sigh is absolutely beautiful because you can actually relax. When you recognize what you are feeling, accept it. Don't judge it. Never, ever, ever judge anything, anyone. Never yourself. Never yourself. It starts there, you know. And so this sigh is going to release you from this tightness that you've been carrying, maybe in your chest or in your belly, maybe in your shoulders, maybe in your head. It will help you release. And when you express how you feel, now think about it. Why is that not something that we are more aware of, that we should do? Because I believe that a lot of people go with hidden emotions. Hidden means that for me, I mean that they could either be hidden on purpose, that you don't want to go there because, let's say, crying is something embarrassing and you think that crying is not helpful, then you will suppress it. You will not let yourself cry. Now, if you would release that, that is going to be a release, and it's going to probably take more times than one to fully feel the effect that crying has, because it is a release. And I'm just looking at my hair here. It doesn't look good. Never mind. Oh, it's that part. Oh, never mind. So, emotions, suppressing. It's not a good idea. Truly. Ooh. I had something else going there when I got distracted by my hair. Okay, so we have emotions, which for me is the heart. Okay, let me put it this way. If we learn from early age to just be in our head, to be in our thoughts, to have been told that don't cry, boys don't cry, big girls don't cry, and it's not allowed to express in the family your emotions. You are not allowed to have outbursts as a child. You have been told to sit still and your mouth closed. Children should be seen, not heard. If you have been told, or if you've had parents who have been, I don't know, emotionally not present, then maybe you have gone up into your head. You have not learned to be in your feelings. You have sort of closed that area down. You have suppressed your heart. You have suppressed love because you haven't learned what it is. Now, quite often then what happens is that we go up into our head and we try to analyze things. We try to work things out in our minds. And what happens is that we are more in our minds than in our hearts, in our feelings. And when we are there, we suppress our emotions. So maybe that will hold you back from crying. Maybe you can't find that gear. Sounds weird, doesn't it? Find that gear. But anyways, you probably understand what I'm saying. You can't find your emotion. Crying is not something that you have allowed yourself to do. So it's not a close emotion. It's not close for you. So you can't find it. You can't, maybe you can get a tear here and there, but you can't have that release maybe that you feel that you need. And maybe you don't need an outburst of crying. But when we are in our heads, in our minds, more than we are in our hearts, then we do shut down or hide the heart. And when we do that, we cannot connect to others in a healthy way. We cannot understand ourselves and others. It makes us the word cold comes up. I don't mean that you're heartless, not at all, because everybody has love within them. It's just that it's hidden. So certain aspects you cannot reach at the moment, or I wouldn't say you cannot. It's like it's hidden from you. So you may be not aware of what you are actually doing or not doing. But by not being in your heart, in your emotions, you are distancing yourself. There's a separation from the source and you, which means you are not connected to yourself fully, which means you will act, think, talk, react, project to others, for others, yourself included. But there can also be like being in, there has to be a balance between the mind and the heart, because when they are balanced, because in our minds we create. That's where we create, right? That's where we go, like boom, ideas, boom. In our hearts, we have we can feel if it's the right thing for us. Do we have a passion for this? And then go there. So they have to be connected. That's very important. We can't, the one can't exist without the other. But for me, I believe that the heart should have a little bit of a bigger space, bigger area. I think the heart should be the first place to go to. Why? Because that's where everything sits. That's where you find compassion. That's where you find empathy. That's where you find forgiveness, gratefulness, all of these things that we need in life to live a joyful life, to experience life, whatever it throws at you, whatever you are given as a gift, not thrown at you. Sometimes it feels like we are thrown stuff at us when it just happens and we're like, oh, God damn it, I thought I was done with this. You know, but we can't live without compassion. I mean, look at the world, look at people. I mean, why do we have war? Why do we have people judging each other? Because they are judging themselves. At one point in people's lives, I mean, we are born 100% pure light. And then we are, I say, programmed. We have this unconscious telepathy going on between us and our parents. So our parents are actually telepathically putting things on us, like their belief system and their feelings and their feelings. When I'm talking about like not being worthy as well, or not being seen or misunderstood, or feeling not joyful in their lives, they put that on us, the children. Like if you have children, you have done the same, guaranteed. I have done the same with my kids. So it's interesting when they grow up now to see, what have I actually taught my children? What have I given my children? But when that happens, like when we are children, and this is a journey because we have chosen this life. So we take on someone else's baggage, our parents, society, teachers, priests, friends. We take on societies and consciousness, not consciousness. I was going to say something else, but I forgot the word, so I'll carry on. So we take it on through our lives, through our childhood, up, until we might, not everyone does this, might become aware of. Because what will happen in your life is quite often something will happen that will force you to slow down, to be on sick leave. Something will force you. Okay, you might be knocked with migraines. That happened to me a lot. Lots of migraines. What has this got to do with emotions? Well, I'm getting to it, so hang on there. So, through our lives, and from being born up until the day is now, you have carried somebody else's baggage. I can guarantee it. Something. There's always something. So it is important to know, where is things coming from? Is it coming from, is it mine? Or is it someone else's? Have I taken on someone else's feelings, beliefs? Because, you know, this thing with belief system is quite, belief system are quite strong, very strong, and can be very tricky in a way, because if you are not open to someone else coming in and say, hey, you know, I've noticed this about you, and this you can do with your friends. If you are close friends and you want well for each other and you understand that the other wants you well, okay, then you can say to your friend, hey, I've noticed this about you. What's going on? Why is this, what is this coming from? You know, where is this coming from? Then you can do that, and then you can look at it. But if you are being like triggered by people and you do not realize what is actually going on, other people, other relationships are actually helping you to see yourself, to see what you need to look at yourself. It's like mirroring. I can't even say that. But when you meet someone and you feel attacked, you feel like they are looking at you a certain way, like, oh, I think, oh, she's got something against me. I don't even know her. And she's like, bum. That says something. If that is how you respond to people, look at yourself. It has nothing to do with them, apart from that they are actually showing you something. This is amazing. When you are willing to look at yourself, look at your emotions, look at what you are carrying, where it's coming from, how do you take it on? What do you do with it? Then you are onto something. You are onto a deeper understanding of yourself. You are getting to know yourself, and that is a very important discovery. To get to know yourself, because I believe that in this life we are going through all this shit, all these things to help us. It's actually a help. It's not there to knock you down and destroy you. It's not there for that. You have chosen this life here and on this planet, which is the most beautiful planet ever. But everything stems from you. And then we come into responsibility, because if you are responsible for your actions, for your thoughts, for your words, for your reaction, and for your projections, if you can be honest with yourself without judging, we never ever want to judge. That is not okay. If you want to if you want to have a joyful life, then judging is very, very not that. It's the opposite. It's a very low energy. Where was I? So if you can look at yourself with truth, with honesty, then you will discover beauty. You truly will. If you can take on board what you have said, what you have done in the past, don't dwell on it. Just observe how you have been acting, doing, saying, being, thinking. Just observe that. What is your conclusion? This is getting to know yourself. This is getting to know your emotions. And there is no other way of doing it. No one else can do it for you. You can go to a healer that will help you in that. It is absolutely amazing to go to a healer. I full-heartedly support that, since I am a healer as well, and I love it. I love my work. I love helping people understand themselves, because that is the fundamental block, foundation that you need to move on and work with it. And working with your emotions, it is not always easy. But one thing I do have to repeat is, do not judge yourself. Because, look at this, would you judge your friend who is working with herself or himself? Would you judge them for releasing an emotion, for being open, for helping themselves? Would you judge them? Probably not. I bloody well hope not, because then, I don't know, you got to look at yourself there again. But no, you probably wouldn't. You wouldn't judge your kids, would you? So everything has to be from a non-judgmental point within yourself. You have to be open. You have to be able to take whatever's coming, because it's not a bad thing. It's a gift that you are being given, and you are shown a way. We are being shown a way. A way. A pathway. Wow. It is so true. It is so true. And this thing about judgment, what does judgment do? What does it mean, and how can it look? So judgment does get you down, okay? That's your ego. So how big of an ego do you have? Because judgment doesn't only have to be like you judge other people, but you do judge yourself. You're not good enough. That's judging yourself. By looking at your toes going, oh, that toe's long than the other one. I don't like that. That is judging yourself. That is not accepting yourself. So the opposite of judging is really accepting. Could be. Tell me what you think of that one. So it can look in different ways. You can judge someone else for how they act, or what they are wearing, or what they are saying, or how they are doing something, or how they are walking, or the hair is sticking out a little bit too far on one side. I mean, there are hundreds of different ways that you could judge someone else. Because when you look at a person, and if you do not see the love that they carry, the light that they are, then you are judging them. If you can see them as perfect human beings, perfect souls, perfect light, that they are who they are, you are accepting them. You are accepting everything that they are, everything that they do. Okay, so if they do let's say they rob someone, and you know who, oh yeah, that person robbed that person. Don't judge, because you do not know the full, or maybe you do know that person's life up until now, and you still judge them, you know. But if we do if we do take action towards someone that and hurt them deliberately, if we do bad things, then there is something has led them to that. You have been led to that for some. You have not. I mean, there are probably many bits. There are many bits that probably have not connected with you. So it's basically not. It's a choice they make. Absolutely. Absolutely, it's a choice they make, but they make it based on something, don't they? Like everything you do, you take decisions about stuff based upon something. That's the same for them. But when you judge someone, you're not accepting them. And sometimes we judge because we think we have an idea of how things should be or not be. And then so we judge them because they're not doing as I would do. But we all have different ways of doing stuff, don't we? And we have all different ways of saying things. So the key here is not to take anything personal. Never take anything personal. Take it as a gift. Someone is teaching you something here. You being attacked verbally, then someone is actually in very disbalanced or unbalanced, but they are actually telling you something that, how are you responding to this? How are you feeling about this? So judging yourself is also something. Judging the I don't know, you can look at it very intimately, like yourself. Look at yourself, and you can look at other people, and then you can look at the bigger picture as well. So you can judge on different levels, in different ways, small and big. But why do we go there? If a friend of mine has bought a new top, do you know why? I always think it's nice. I always think it's nice. It's not something I pretend. I do. I think it's beautiful. I always do. It might not be my color. It might not be what I would choose, but we are all different. But I love the fact that they love it. That's the thing. I love it that they love it, that they have found something that they really love, that they enjoy, that they're happy about. That makes me happy. And of course I'm going to like it then. So be kind. Stop judging, because it's not serving you in any way, apart from when you recognize it, then you can change it. That's the key. All right. Is there anything else? Let me just check in a little bit and see if there's anything else that I need to. Yes, what comes up for me is love, which is not unexpected because I love love. I absolutely adore love. Okay, there we go. So what we need to do is go into love, into any situation, any relationship. Look at it from the eyes of love. It is possible to live in love. It is, because what happens also when you have love as a foundation, as a go-to, then when you have these dips, when you go into darkness to work on something, you do not get absorbed by it. You do not completely lose yourself, because what happens is that you know what is going on. You know that this is the best thing for you right now. This is something you need right now. That's what goes on. If you are there in your knowing or emotions, and you have this darkness that comes, something hits you and knocks you for six, then it's harder to understand. And then you try to maybe analyze it with your mind, but it's never going to work from your mind. You always have to go to your heart. So the more in love you are, the easier it gets, I would say, because love is the only true way. Love is the only true way. I was made from love. I was made for love. I was made to love. Remember that. All right, beautiful souls. I am going to go now, leave you with these. Have a beautiful day. Sat Nam.